In this video, we will study about cell biology, the difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, as well as the difference between plant cell and animal cell. And these questions are highly important. So first of all, what is cell biology? Cell biology is the study of cells, the basic structural and functional unit of all living organisms. So here is a definition of cell also. The basic structural and functional unit of all living organism is known as cell. It encompasses understanding the complex processes that occur within the cell, how they interact with their environment, and how they contribute to the overall functioning of an organism. So this is cell biology. So let's have a look on the structure of prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Then we move to the differences in the cells. So first of all, eukaryotic cell. Nucleus is present in eukaryotic cell enclosed within a nuclear membrane. So let's have a look here. The nucleus is present as well as enclosed in a membrane. Prokaryotic cell absent. The nucleus is absent, DNA is in the nucleoid region. So here there is no nucleus and not in any membrane. Organelles. Membrane bound organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus are present. Whereas in prokaryotic cell there are no membrane bound organelles. Let's have a look in the cell. In the eukaryotic cell, here you can see that they are membrane-bound organelles, whereas in eukaryotic cell, the membrane-bound organelles are present, whereas in prokaryotic cell, there are no membrane-bound organelles. Cell size. Eukaryotic cell is larger in size and has size range from 10 to 100 micrometer. Whereas the prokaryotic cell has size of 0.1 to 5 micrometer. DNA is linear chromosomes, whereas in prokaryotic cell there is circular DNA. Cell division, cell division in eukaryotic cell is by mitosis and meiosis, which we'll study further in detail. So prokaryotic cells divide by binary fission. Ribosomes. So there is also difference in the size of ribosome in prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. In eukaryotic cell, the size of ribosome is larger and it is 80S. S stands for Svedberg unit. Whereas in prokaryotic cell, the size of ribosome is 70S. Cytoplasm is complex with cytoskeleton. Whereas in prokaryotic cell, the cytoplasm is simple without cytoskeleton. अब examples देख लेते हैं. The examples of eukaryotic cells are plants, animals, fungi, protists, whereas prokaryotic cells include bacteria, archaea. The reproduction in eukaryotic cell may be by sexual way or asexual, whereas in prokaryotic cell the reproduction is mainly by asexual. You have seen here above that they divide by binary fission. Cell wall present in plants and fungi, absent in animals. So usually composed of peptidoglycan. So in eukaryotic cells, the cell wall is present in plants and fungi, whereas in plants it is made up of cellulose, whereas in fungi it is made up of chitin. But in case of prokaryotes, the cell wall is composed of peptidoglycan, as in bacteria. Now we move to the difference in animal cell versus plant cell. Let's have a look. Plant cells contain cell wall, They contain large vacuole. They contain chloroplast. Nucleus is usually pushed to the side, whereas in animal cell, the vacuoles are small, centrioles and centrosomes are present, cilia or flagella. They contain nucleus is in the center. In case of animal cell, the nucleus is in the center, but in case of plant cell, it is pushed to a side. So the similarities between the both are they contain mitochondria, ribosomes, plasma membrane, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, Golgi apparatus. So in this diagram, the differences and similarities are clear. Moreover, we move to the tabular form, the table of differences. In animal cell, the cell wall is absent, whereas in plants, it is present and may composed of cellulose. In case of plants, it is composed of cellulose. In case of fungi, it is composed of chitin. In case of bacteria, it is composed of peptidoglycan. Chloroplast. Chloroplast is absent in animal cell, whereas in case of plant cell, it is present for photosynthesis. As you know that photosynthesis occurs in plants, so it is due to chloroplast, but animal cell not contain chloroplast. Vacuole. Vacuoles in animal cells are small or absent, but in case of plant cells, the vacuoles are large and they push the nucleus to a side. Shape of cell in animal is round or irregular, but in case of plants, it is usually rectangular or square. Centrioles are present in plant cell, whereas in most cases it is absent in plants. Lysosomes are present in animal cell, whereas rarely present in plant cell. In animal cell, plasma membrane is present in the outside. Okay? Whereas in case of plant cell, the plasma membrane is present inside the cell wall. The outer membrane in case of plant cell is cell wall, whereas in case of animal cell, the outer layer is plasma membrane. Plastids are absent in animals whereas present in plants, which include chloroplast, chromoplast, leucoplast. Energy is stored in animals is in the form of like glycogen, whereas in case of plants, it is stored in the form of starch. Cilia and flagella are present in some animal cells, whereas rarely present in plant cells. So from this pic, it becomes more clear. You can understand the difference as well as similarities between plant cell as well as in animal cells and plant cells. So in the next video we'll study about cell organelles, as well as we will do some practice MCQs of cell organelles, the differences between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, as well as in plant cell and animal cell.